Whenever we think about transitioning from standing down to ground, we need to know in our mind exactly what we want to go for. We have to become hunters. And that means that we need to know what we're going for. If it's arm lock, for example, if it's Juji Gatame, then we have to catch on to the arm and the leg together, but we need to concentrate on the arm. If it's a strangle, then we have to concentrate on the neck. We've shown in this video some great examples of absolute transition from standing down to ground and how fluidity is key to the actual transition. You can see that every athlete, every judoka knows exactly what they want. It's all about Juji Gatame, this one, and it's how they click onto the arm. Sometimes they've got to create a little bit of space, sometimes it's already there, but every one of them knows in their head exactly what they want. We're going to select a few different variations here of transitions down. Let's have a look at this here. Big shoulder throw, and look at that. His opponent lands on his side, so clearly a wazari. But, and this is the interesting thing now that we can see, is that he is absolutely poised, ready for action. And I want you to watch this left arm here, because this left arm comes underneath his opponent's arm here for the catch. And he's already thinking about dropping onto his back for the Juji Gatame. It was all one movement and it was beautifully taken. Let's just have a look at the whole thing again, and we'll just see the full movement through. Here comes the catch. He does the catch here and then just falls straight back onto the arm there for the application. Beautifully taken, great transition. Like I said, we're going to just have a few different variations of there. Another variation of the same kind of movements, this time from a Sodisura Kumigoshi, and it was, again, the whole intention, which was to follow through and not lose contact. Look at this, no loss of contact here, and he's already down there, really, really close, and he's searching that arm out. He got his back to us here, but he's searching the arm out, and as soon as he catches the arm, and you can see here that his left arm there just hooks in, and he figure fours his own arms there and falls back onto the arm. Now this is interesting as well, because he just readjusts the hips here. It's not quite on, is it, the arm lock? So he has a little readjustment of the hips. Then he straightens up, and then of course the hips go up in this direction to apply the Juji Gatame. But great transition, and let's go immediately after that. When we're talking about transitioning down, it can come from several situations. One of the most common is from a failed attack here, making sure that I'm not loaded up, ready to go over, and that we're in a newaza situation, and then looking for this catch here, ready for the Juji Gatame. My particular one, which is of course from here with the half Nelson on the arm here. That catch is from a mistake from my partner. The second is my transition in, which might be just a failed technique here where they land, and then knowing where I want to be from here and then catching the same situation. And the last one is if I've almost caught them, I get a score. So for example, I throw over, it's a wazari scored, I know where I want to be, start the roll here, and it might be that I can't catch it straight away. They're going that way here, I have to pull them back, I have to do the catch. Sometimes I have to feed the leg in to get them off to come up into the situation here. There are a lot of examples that we've shown you where the attacker becomes the hunter. They hunt for it, they dig for it, and then once they've caught it here, it's all about catching balance here, making sure sometimes to come to the top of the lever or applying pressure here and to the head, and then the arm comes out and then it's finish it off. But the catch is the most important thing. This is a rolling Juji Gatame and from figure 4, and this is my particular type of Juji Gatame, and we'll watch it all the way through here. Kayla Harrison executing this particular Juji Gatame, and it's the figure 4 movement actually that enables her to apply pressure on the arm. So she's already caught the arm here, all the way underneath here, and she's figure 4'd the arm. This leg here, it can go onto the head, so you're applying pressure to the head there, and you can see that by the shape of her opponent here, that she's ready to forward roll over to release the pressure on the arm. So this leg here of Kayla Harrison is lifting upwards, and it can come right the way through the middle here. It can come right the way through here in order to get lift, pressure on the arm at the same time, and controlling the head. And this is where she makes the readjustment, but you can see clearly here that she has the half Nelson on the arm. Half Nelson on the arm, and the big thing here is that this leg is underneath the head at this particular moment. She's going to alter that now and then just take the leg over the top. There's the catch, and beautifully taken there for the head. Pressure on the arm at the same time. So she's pressure on the arm, pressure on the head, and she pushes the head away there at the same time as applying pressure on the arm. She comes up for a readjustment so that she can actually go right to the top of the wrist here before she applies the final bit of pressure. And then as she does that, and you can see her right arm there, let's just have a look at the right arm there, has gone to the top of the lever. Top of the lever for full leverage, catches her own jacket, and then she falls back onto the arm. Controls the head all the time, has the head, has the arm, and beautifully taken and a beautifully executed Juji Gatame by Kayla Harrison. This is a great example. I really like this example here because not only is she hunting for the arm all the time, the Russian, but actually what she does is change direction. So let's just have a little look how she changes direction here. And this is the whole point of transitioning into the Juji from a standing position, is that you know exactly what you want. So actually, she's come on top of her opponent here. She's sitting on top, but look at this. She's caught the arm here, and she's ready to fall back, but she needs to be in the right position in order to do it. So she's going to go one way, then she changes her mind. So have a look at this leg here, and Juji will bring this leg back over the top in a minute, and she'll also take this leg here round, and it's going to go round that way here to catch her opponent's head. As she falls back, she's got really good control of her opponent's arms here, and the hips, her hips, are very, very close to her opponent's here. So she's got good contact here as she falls back. So that arm is well and truly on, and well, very supple opponent manages just to wiggle a little bit to not put the arm lock on, but Juji has little change of direction, hips go up here, and she just pulls onto the top of the lever there, the hand, and applies the arm lock. Brilliant stuff from Juji, and it gains a full ippon. This is a rolling Juji Gatame, and again by Kayla Harrison, but suddenly changes direction. And this is, well, against her arch rival here, manages to finish the contest early. I've had so many contests, these two, fighting each other, but Kayla Harrison here, successful in the Newaza, manages to go on top for the Juji Gatame. We know that she half Nelsons the arm, and this is the interesting point here. Have a look at where her head is. Her head is up further than her opponent's head here. And what that means is that she can change direction, which is exactly what she does. And what she decides to do here, this leg goes underneath the head, and so she still has good pressure on the arm, and now she takes the other arm out. This arm here is still hooked in. This arm here becomes her stabilizer. And what she's going to do now is push off with her hand here, and she's going to apply pressure to the head here by using this leg to go in this direction here. So she has a really good angle here, and this is the interesting point here. Her head is here, her opponent's head is here, and so it's almost a straight line here that enables Kayla Harrison to put pressure and take her opponent over, but she just manages to come onto her knees, but the arm is already out straight. Kayla Harrison just really applies pressure to the hand here. She straightens it out, and she just has a little point to the referee there that her opponent is already submitting. She applies a little bit more pressure, she gets the full ippon. Brilliantly taken again by Harrison. This is another good change of direction. We'll have a look at this. Again, he changes direction. Good Newaza by the American here. And let's just come back, see how he's already onto the arm. And he's got a good roll here. Both directions it's possible to go. But what he does here now, and again, it's about chasing what he wants. He wants the arm. He's got it well tied up. The arm is well tied up. And this is the interesting point here, is that he's using his head here as a pivot. So he uses his head here almost as a pivot for a change of direction. And, of course, he's still applying pressure here onto the arm. Applies pressure onto the arm, but this is where the head plays a huge part here, because he takes the head here. Let's just clear this, get the other arrow. He takes the head in this direction here whilst applying pressure to the arm. His opponent goes onto his back here. Now he comes to the top of the head, can't go too far up to the head in case he bridges out. But you can see here that the foot plays a massive part, because he's actually wedged that foot in between the arms of his opponent, and you'll just see him here kick out. So he kicks out in that direction there, and he kicks out and at the same time applies the arm lock. Now he has to adjust the hips here, which he does, so he flattens out. There's the hip movement. Look how flat he is here, and applies the arm lock. Brilliantly executed, knew exactly what he wanted, and he chased it. Now this is from the same person making the same movement. How quick was that as a transition in? So it starts off with an Oso Tagari. Oso Tagari here never loses contact. Now straight on top and straight onto the arm. look at that. She has the arm straight away, and she's in a good position here just to sit down onto the floor and to apply the arm lock. Super transition, never lost contact, and that is the key with any kind of transition, is that you cannot lose contact. Again, a superb transition into the newaza, and let's just take it back again. Just see it's from a very low Seotoshi here. So dropping very low for the Seotoshi, but keeps the arm. Look at that. Still got hold of the arm here. So as his opponent starts to roll over, he comes now into a position where he's absolutely controlling the head. So he has the head under control, but now, look at that rotation there. This leg here, let's go to the arrow, this leg here goes in a circular movement all the way around here, but he's still onto the arm. Now the arm looks to be in a little bit of a funny position here, but what he does is that he falls onto his side here, and you can see that he's got good control of the hand here. He's got good control with the other hand here, and now just applies the arm lock. The arm is already out straight, and his opponent submits immediately. Superb transition. This is a chasing one. This I love because it's chased all the way from the transition in, and just to slow it down, he applies it from off his back, which is quite unusual, but it was where he chased it from. So he goes down to ground, looks for the arm. His opponent turns onto his front here, so you can see that he's already onto his knees, but the German is on to the arm. Now he's already started to apply it. His opponent tries to stand up. He's got to get his head free of the mat, remember, but his head is in contact with the mat as he applies the arm lock. His opponent submits, all legal, and a great ippon. This is a chasing Juji Gatame, and this is what judo application of Juji Gatame is all about. Knowing what you want and how to create space. And I think the magic thing here, against a very experienced judoka, is how he chases. So the Japanese fighter here, and let's just play it all the way back, when they go to ground, he tries to stay in contact. And now, and this is an important one here, this leg here is in between the Hungarian's legs, so he kind of traps his opponent straight away, and then he looks for the arm. So this arm here now becomes the hunting arm, and he tries to feed it in. He wants the catch. Now he's got it, and now he's going to change direction. But this is the interesting thing, because this foot that was through the middle here is now going to be used to lift his opponent up in this direction here off his bottom leg. So look at his bottom leg. His bottom leg is underneath his opponent. As he lifts him off, he comes back up onto his knees here, and now he hooks in with the hand. He's already hooked in, actually. So he's looking for the arm all the time. He is the hunter, and now comes over the top. Look at the leg here. Comes way over the top here, and his whole point here is to control the head of his opponent. Controls the head and pushes the head back. So the head goes backwards here in this direction, and remember, is already onto the arm. So pushes the head away, applies pressure to the arm, and then gets the submission. Here he is again, just searching and hunting. Look at that, getting into the position, ready for the attack. Knows exactly what he wants, becomes the hunter. And this is the key point here, is that his opponent, at first, on his hands and knees, doesn't look to be in any danger. Japanese opponent uses the belt, uses the hand here in order to create space, start the movement off. So he starts the movement off, gets him onto his back, so he still thinks he's escaped here, but this leg in the middle here now is controlling his opponent. He's dominating the bottom half of his opponent, and he's controlling him. Now he starts to search for the arm because that's what he wants. And in here, we can see that he's got the arm hooked. That is the catch. Remember, he hasn't got as much time as a jiu-jitsu fighter might have in a jiu-jitsu match. He's got to be quick. He's got to be in. And as he falls back there, let's just have a look as he falls back. The arm is already coming out straight. So the arm is coming out straight. He applies the arm lock by lifting the hips up. Again, beautifully executed and a great transition. Here he is again. He's looking for it all the time, just searching for it all the time. Looks for the hold down, decides just to go onto the arm, and again he just follows it through and looks for the arm all the time. Here he has to fight to get past the legs. Gets past the legs. Stop. So just have a look how he gets past the legs. This leg that goes down into the middle here is the key controlling factor, but he's also controlling here with the arms. As he controls with the arms here, he's now looking for the arm. He's looking for the arm, and the leg here just flicks over the top of the head here, so it just goes round here to control his opponent's head. And he falls back onto the arm to apply the Juji Gatame. Brilliant chasing Juji Gatame from the Japanese Asari. Always chasing, always looking for the arm, this time going on to the end of the lever. This is a super example of, again, chasing down, creating space, and taking the opportunity for the application. Just have a look here how Ayachev of Russia takes advantage of his opponent going onto his hands and knees. So just have a look. Here's his opponent here, but Ayachev's left leg here already starting to hook in. And Ayachev now starting to look for an arm or of the neck. So he can do both. He's got a great shimiwaza as well, but he's decided to go onto the arm here. So he's onto the arm in here, got good control of the arm, and it's already out straight. This arm here is out straight. So he applies the pressure. His opponent tries to turn out. Now watch the readjustment here by Ayachev. Ayachev goes over the top here with both legs. So both legs now absolutely controlling the head, and you can see that he has the arm under control. Hips go up into the air and applies the Juji Gatame. The catch, so important, and we'll see what the catch means here in a second, because again, searching out for the arm and looking to secure the arm and controlling the body, of course, which is really important, but securing the arm first, which is the most important. And it's from a relatively not a dangerous situation here. His opponent here, his Russian opponent, looking relatively safe, thinks he's safe. But this leg here can play a key point because it lulls the opponent into thinking that they are safe. But, and you can see here that his opponent's crossed his legs here to secure the leg. But Ayechev uses this foot here to lift up into the air. He lifts his opponent off his bottom leg, but, and this is the important point, he has half Nelson on the arm. The half Nelson on the arm is used to just lift his opponent over. He slides his leg out. This leg here has got to come out. So he just slides the leg out, but he's onto the arm. So now he changes direction. Look at this hand here. There's your little bit of leverage here, and he uses it as a stabilizer, this arm here. This one is hooked in, and he's going to use this leg or this foot here to push backwards into the Juji Gatame. The other arm comes in at the same time and now goes up towards the head. Look at the position of his head. His head is leaning up here towards his opponent's head, and he is now looking to straighten the arm for the Juji Gatame. Goes up again. Look at that, now almost flat with his head there, and he is looking to straighten the arm, and he will have a little readjustment of hips here in a second just to flatten the arm out. Watch the hips here. The hips absolutely just flatten out, and then lifts his hips up to apply the Juji Gatame. Brilliant stuff, and so typical of the Russians. Another chase through. This is the last variation that we have. Absolutely love this variation. So another chase through, and just have a look at the urgency here in this little bit of newaza here. His opponent here on his back and thinks that everything is safe. Blue chases and just hooks into the arm. He's already onto the arm actually, so you can see here looking for the arm. He knows exactly what he wants and what he's going to get. So he hooks into the arm here. This foot, traditional Juji Gatame, foot underneath to stop his opponent rolling inwards towards him, and then he changes it across the body there, and this is the interesting one here. He uses his foot in order to push his opponent's arm out. Watch his foot. This is a key point. His right foot comes up and he puts his heel in here, inside his opponent's arms. His opponent is holding on, trying to prevent the arm coming out, and he just, watch this, he pushes the leg out. As he pushes the leg out, then he has the arm. The arm comes straight, and then the application is as normal, lifting the hips up. Another great transition, and again, this time, mistake from his opponent. Didn't get out of there fast enough. Tries the uranagi, great uranagi attempt here. And his opponent lands on his front, comes back up, and he's straight onto the arm. What great transition that is. So his opponent, after thinking that he's got him, and he's got his opponent, he's got a throw for Ippon, all of a sudden, he's got his arm under attack. Then he just swings the leg round there, and that arm there is already straight. These two hands here, both controlling the wrist, just falls back onto the arm. Beautiful application there, and a beautiful example of great transition, this time from his opponent's mistake. Great examples of transitioning into Juji Gatame, sometimes from somebody else's mistake, sometimes from a transition of your own technique leading into the Juji Gatame position. What you've got to remember is that it's all about being the hunter. Being the hunter, taking advantage of a mistake of your opponent, but knowing what you're going for, because that's the key. You need to know what you're going for, and you need to chase. Video analysis at your fingertips. Let's work on your favorite technique or tactical play. I can be your personal instructor from anywhere in the world. Get your personalized report. Find the link below.